Today we are going to create conversion tables for units of length. We will use the tables to solve real-world problems. This is a yardstick. A yardstick is 36 inches or 1 yard long. This is a ruler. A ruler is 12 inches or 1 foot long. As you can see, 3 rulers fit inside 1 yardstick. 3 rulers equals 36 inches or 3 feet. 3 feet equals 1 yard. Using what we just learned about yards and feet, let's make a conversion table. Feet are smaller units than yards, and we know that you can fit 3 feet into 1 yard. So if we can fit 3 feet into 1 yard, how many feet can we fit into 2 yards? 6 feet. I want you to pause the video and try to figure out the rest of the chart on your own. How did you do? Let's check. 3 yards, so 3 times 3 equals 9. So there's 9 feet in 3 yards. And then we're going to go down the rest of the chart counting by threes. So 4 times 3 is 12. 5 times 3, 15. 6 times 3 equals 18. 7 times 3 equals 21. 8 times 3 equals 24. 9 times 3 equals 27. 10 times 3 equals 30. So if you know your 3 times tables, you should already be pretty good at converting feet to yards and yards to feet. Let's try a word problem using our conversion table. Kairos needs to put fence around a square vegetable garden with a side length of 8 yards. How many feet of fence does he need? The first thing I'm going to do is draw a square. It is going to help me figure out what I need to know to solve this problem. So the problem tells me that one side of my square vegetable garden is 8 yards. Well, we already know that a square has 4 equal sides, so I can label my drawing to show that each side is 8 yards long. The next thing I'm going to do is multiply 8 times 4 to figure out the total number of yards that make up the perimeter of Kairos's vegetable garden. So 8 times 4 equals 32 yards. If I multiplied the sides, 8 times 4, I get 32. You could also have added 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8, and you would have gotten the same answer. But the question isn't asking me how many yards of fence I need. It's asking how many feet. So we could take a look at our conversion table and find, let's find 32 yards. Well, we can't find 32 yards, so what could we do? Let's multiply 32 times 3 to get 96 feet. It's a word problem, so I need to answer it in a sentence. Kairos needs 96 feet of fence to put around his garden. Now, let's create a conversion table for feet and inches. Remember the ruler? This is a ruler. It's 12 inches long or 1 foot long. Inches are smaller units than feet, so we need more of them to cover the same length. We know a ruler is 1 foot and 12 inches equals 1 foot. So this time when you pause the video, I hope you know your 12 times tables because that's how we're going to fill out this conversion chart. So pause the video and try to fill it out on your own. How did you do? Let's check. 2 times 12, 24. 3 times 12, 36. 4 times 12, 48. 60, 72, 84, 96, 108, and 120. So there are 12 inches in a foot and 120 inches in 10 feet. Let's take a look at another word problem, and this time we're going to be working with feet and inches. Kevin has a new television that is 36 inches tall. If Kevin sets the television on a stand that is 3 feet tall, how far from the floor will the top of the television be in inches? How far from the floor will the top of the television be in yards? So the first thing I did again was draw a picture. So you can see I drew a television stand and I labeled it 3 feet. And on top of that is the TV, and the TV is 36 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do to try to figure out my problem is I'm going to convert everything to inches. That way I'm dealing with the same unit and I can figure out the rest later. So I could check out my conversion table, or I could do a simple math problem in my head. I know that 12 inches equals 1 foot, and my TV stand is 3 feet tall. 3 times 12 equals 36 inches. The first question my problem asks me is how far from the floor will the top of the television be in inches? Okay, so now I know that my TV stand is 36 inches. I'm going to add another 36 inches because that is the height of the television. So 36 plus 36 is 72 inches. Okay, so I have the first part of my problem figured out. But the second question asks, how far from the floor will the top of the television be in yards? Well, when I'm looking at my feet and inches chart here, I can't figure out yards. But what I could figure out is how many feet there are in 72 inches. To do that, I'm going to divide. 72 divided by 12 equals 6. Okay, so now I know that the top of the TV is 6 feet from the floor, but that's not what the question's asking me for. It's asking me for how many yards. Well, if you think back to our last problem in the first conversion chart we did, we know that there are 3 feet in a yard. So I'm going to divide 6 divided by 3 and get 2 yards. So once again, this is a word problem. Make sure you answer it with your words. The top of the television will be 72 inches or 2 yards from the floor.